We did it, ladies and gentlemen. 8,000 subscribers. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you everyone so much. We're starting the long road to 10,000 subscribers. The next target, 9,000 subscribers. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also, you can find my social media links in the description below and popping up on screen. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. We'll be running daily Manchester City transfer updates when the transfer window does open next Monday. Don't forget also, leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. We're aiming for 300 likes, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. And don't forget also, you can leave your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say. So, today we're doing a Manchester City transfer update once more. We've got plenty of news to get through, so we're going to crack on right now. We're going to start with the outs, and we've got an update on Gabriel Jesus. Now, Sport in Italy are reporting Inter Milan. They are still keen on Gabriel Jesus, and should Lautaro Martinez leave Inter Milan this summer, then Gabriel Jesus is their #1 priority. The article did say if Lautaro Martinez was to leave for Barcelona, it did not mention Manchester City. We know from previous updates that Manchester City have expressed an interest in possibly taking Lautaro Martinez, but at this stage it looks like there's nothing there. Now, I'm not too sure on how reliable this source is, mainly because Barcelona don't have any money to spend. They cannot afford the £98.5 million release clause on Lautaro Martinez's contract. I simply do not see Manchester City going that high for Lautaro Martinez instead. And I don't see Gabriel Jesus leaving Manchester City this summer instead. And so I feel like they're just flogging a dead horse here with Gabriel Jesus joining Inter Milan, in my opinion. And so we're going to move on to another story. This was developing yesterday. I've got some thoughts on this. So it's Jack Harrison. Now, Phil Hay of The Athletic was reporting, who works for Leeds, by the way, saying Leeds United, they had the option to sign Jack Harrison this summer. That passed in May, that option in that loan contract that they had with Jack Harrison and Manchester City. They had an option to sign him permanently, which expired in May. Of course, Leeds didn't seal promotion by May. Normally, the season would have ended by May and they probably would have activated that clause to have signed him permanently. Instead, Leeds didn't know if they were going to be in the Premier League or not, so chose not to, obviously, sign Jack Harrison on a permanent basis. And so, instead, it's now being reported that Jack Harrison, and this is coming from several sources at Leeds, reliable ones as well, that Jack Harrison will sign for Leeds United on another season-long loan with the option for Leeds United to sign him permanently next summer. Of course, Leeds United have just been promoted to the Premier League. Now I'm going to give you my thoughts on this deal. I think this is terrible negotiations from Manchester City. I do not understand why Jack Harrison is having another loan at Leeds United. I feel like he has nothing to prove at Leeds United. It's the same with Patrick Roberts when he signed for Celtic. Did a season there, was outstanding. Celtic were interested, wanted to sign him. Instead of signing him permanently, we loaned him there again. Second season, wasn't as good. Picked up some injuries and all of a sudden, his career's gone down from there. Now, Man City have the choice here, where we could have got some money for Jack Harrison. I don't understand why we haven't said to Leeds, you had the option in May to sign Jack Harrison. We're happy with that fee. Do you want to pay that? And if Leeds United say no, City have one or two choices. We can either offer him to other clubs for that amount and see if there's any other clubs in the Premier League or elsewhere that are willing to pay the amount that City were looking for, or renegotiate with Leeds to bring that price down a little bit and see what Leeds are willing to pay, because I can guarantee that Leeds will probably be more than happy to have taken Jack Harrison on a permanent deal. And so instead we've loaned him. And again, I don't have too much of a problem with him being sent out on loan, but that was only if there was an obligation to buy. But all the rumours are saying that it's an option to buy. Now, an obligation to buy means that Leeds have to pay that money to sign him permanently at the end of the loan spell. The option means that Leeds United have that option where they could or they might not. So if Jack Harrison picks up an injury, all of a sudden we could have got some money for him this season. We'll get less next season if he picks up an injury. Leeds United, I don't know if they're going to utilise him in the Premier League. I don't know. It's now uncertain. He might be a massive success for Leeds United. And so it might benefit City then to sell him to someone else in the Premier League. But he's got a year less on his contract. I don't understand. I don't understand. I think it's terrible negotiations. I can't help but feel that Man City could have got a decent amount for Jack Harrison this summer. Instead, he's going out on loan. I don't know. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I just think terrible negotiations from Manchester City, but that is just my opinion. Right, so we're going to move on to the ins. We've got a Ferran Torres update. Now, Marca in Spain, the reporting Manchester City, they are not willing to go higher than £31.8 million to sign Ferran Torres from Valencia. That is right in between his valuation that Valencia originally set at between 30 to 40 million euro. Man City, the holding firm here, they know that Torres has 1 year left on his contract, and they know more than likely he won't be signing a contract extension, so City just trying to get the best deal possible here. Now, Martin Blackburn, finally, some reliability from Manchester City's end. At The Sun has been saying that Valencia, they've slapped a £39 million price tag on Ferran Torres. Manchester City will not pay £39 million for Ferran Torres. If we do, I feel like it will be much closer to £30 million, not £40 million. It's been reported Yangel Herrera is going to be used as part of the negotiations. Manchester City are keen for Yangel Herrera to join Valencia, and apparently Valencia, I have had word now that they are keen on signing Yangel Herrera, but they want to do it in a separate transfer to this of Ferran Torres. They want the cash there for Ferran Torres, and then they want to negotiate a transfer for Yangel Herrera, because Valencia aren't sure if they want him on a loan with some kind of deal to buy him, maybe an obligation or an option. Knowing Man City, it will more likely be an option. I know how we are. Or Man City are wanting to use him as some kind of swap deal. It could be a fact that we sign Ferran Torres for money and they sign Yangel Herrera for money and we exchange it that way. I do not know, waiting for more of a development here, but 1 year left on his contract. We've got the pandemic too. Like I said, somewhere close to £30 million would be where City are willing to pay, and so we're 10 million short-ish of valuation. Of course, City went extremely low as half of that £30 million was my last update. City will, of course, increase, starting off low. I just feel like it's Manchester City aiming low here and being a bit cheeky and seeing what they can get away with. I would have thought City would want this transfer done, or they'd want some serious developments within the next week, and they'd want this transfer to be sealed, you would have thought, before the Champions League. And so City then can turn all of their attention towards the Champions League. We won't have Ferran Torres to play in the Champions League, but we can turn all our attentions and focus onto the pitch for the Champions League and try and get a bit of our summer transfer business done whilst the transfer window's open for a couple of weeks between the end of the Premier League season and the start up of the resumption of the Champions League. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, Martin Blackburn's continued speaking. He's mentioned Leon Bailey, so we've got an update on him. And apparently, if City do not sign Ferran Torres, then Man City are more than happy to instead go for Leon Bailey because he's affordable, he's quick, and could be a direct replacement for Leroy Sané. And more importantly here, it's City know that they can pick him up for a good price. Been reported Leverkusen looking for roughly between 20 to 30 million pound for Leon Bailey. And one thing with Ferran Torres is he isn't 100% decided that he wants to leave Valencia, leave Spain and come to England and join Manchester City, whereas Leon Bailey seems insistent that he wants to come to England and play in the Premier League. And so it's just like the Koulibaly situation where we know we can walk away and go to Skriniar instead. It's the same here with Ferran Torres. We know we can go to Leon Bailey instead if that's what Manchester City want to do, and it would be a relatively straightforward transfer. And so yeah, Ferran Torres or Leon Bailey is the direction that we're going in. City drawing up some ideas and contingencies, which you would thought is good to see. We're not putting all our eggs in one basket, which is a mistake that we have made in previous transfer windows in the past. We've got a Ruben Dias update now. It has been quite quiet on the Diaz front this summer. Now, Duncan Castles has been reporting Benfica. They are open to selling Ruben Dias this summer, and that would be below his release clause, which I think is roughly around 100 to 120 million euro. Apparently, they're willing to bring that down. We might be looking at maybe 80 million euro instead, but it seems like Manchester City are more set on moving for experience and moving for either Skriniar or Kalidou Koulibaly, but Ruben Dias could be an option. There aren't many clubs out there that can afford Diaz, and so if we don't go for him, I'm not sure if I see him leaving Benfica this summer, but we'll wait and see. Now we've got a new name, Jose Gimenez of Atletico Madrid. Manchester City, apparently they're interested according to the Times. Atletico wanting his release clause to be met, which I'm presuming is his release clause, with how precise the fee is, which is £109.1 million, not even euro, pounds. City aren't going to go that high for a defender. Like I said, my job, fact from fiction. There we go. That's a little bit of fiction. Now, we have an update on Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, Koulibaly's agent, he has been speaking with clubs, he's been speaking with Manchester City, and he's got back to Napoli, and he said that fee is the problem here for Manchester City signing Koulibaly. Manchester City, they want to pay around €60 million. Napoli want between 80 to 90 million euro. They are willing to accept around 70 million euro, as long as there's add-ons there for, you would think, between 10 and 15 million euro is what Napoli are looking for. So City 10 million euro short up front on their fee, and then needing more add-ons to play there as well. City going to need to be patient and be tough with their negotiations here. We know Napoli drive a hard bargain. It's one of these that could well turn into a saga. I'm just wondering, City will try and maybe look to try and swap a player and get that fee down. Players like Zinchenko, Otamendi and Stones have been mentioned. Personally, I do not see Napoli going for any of them players. They have expressed interest in Gabriel Jesus, but with Napoli, of course, signing Osimhen of Lille, £74 million. I don't see them signing Gabriel Jesus as well. They're not going to really need him. They've spent really big, and so I imagine the money that they've used for that will become through player transfers, and I imagine Koulibaly would be one player that they know they can get a lot of money for, so they will be actively looking to sell Koulibaly at some point. And so City know that if there's no interest in him, they just need to be patient, and that fee will come down. Like I said, I reckon this is going to turn into a transfer saga. So that means it's going to go on all summer, so stay tuned with lots of conflicting reports. And now, last story of the update is a Douglas Costa update. Tuttosport in Italy, they're reporting Juventus, they're wanting a bidding war between Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain for Douglas Costa. It's fake news, okay? It's fiction. Doesn't exist. Man City don't do bidding wars. We know that they don't do bidding wars. So going in the press actively saying there's going to be a bidding war means that there is not going to be a bidding war. And like I said, City looking at Ferran Torres. If they're not going to get Ferran Torres, they're more than likely going to look for a cheaper option, which would be Leon Bailey. They're not going to go out there, get involved in a bidding war and pay more money for Douglas Costa. So it's just fiction, in my opinion. It's a nice way for Juventus to be able to demand more from a club. I'm not too sure what clubs are interested, but I'm almost certain with that bidding war and City and PSG's name putting out there that I don't think it's going to be either of them clubs. I'm going to put it down to lazy journalism. False, fake news. So there we go. That has been the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. 300 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Leave your thoughts in the comments below too. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. We're now aiming for 9,000 subscribers. We've smashed past 8,000 subscribers. We've now got more subscribers than Wolves took in away fans to Milton Keynes. If you're not getting that reference, that was a hashtag 8K to MK. So we've smashed past Wolves' away following that they took one time to Milton Keynes Dons, which is incredible. It's insane, okay? You can also find my social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. I'm going to have the links out for my Manchester City match against Watford live watch-along live stream for tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Hope everyone is safe and well too, and I'll see everyone again tomorrow for the next Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you for watching. Peace. Ciao for now.